Tree warden says this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. We can't cut it because it's a China tree, but it's fine. Sure, great. Lots of Pachysandra. Some barberry I have to take out. A raspberry that's escaped that I will try and transplant to somewhere else. This is a tulip tree that's not out yet. See the magnolia? That's technically on the line with the neighbor, so that's not really my responsibility. This is Japanese red maple. They don't usually get this big. It's kind of at the end of its life. It's really kind of, you know, this tree has been here a long time, but obviously you can see it spawns a zillion little friends. But all this down here, it's definitely getting there. We're gonna have the tree surgeon come in and look at it once the tree surgeon can come and look at things. It just doesn't look great. This is, you can see there's a whole bunch more of these little Japanese red maples. Another barberry I have to take out. They're everywhere because the birds get them everywhere. Just some little things. This is the garage, technically. This is all Roach of Sharon. This is, it's Oriental Bittersweet that's climbing in there again. This, however, is Clematis, which is what we actually want to grow here. And I just need to, the snow pulled this off the garage, so it needs to get pulled back to where it's supposed to be. More of that. There's a kind of weird looking lilac. There's this stupid oak tree that I keep contemplating taking out. I cut all around it. You can see all the stuff that I took out around it, because it was like, let's see if that improves it once that comes out. And I didn't do a great job taking these out because they were such a weird, they were kind of half rotted, so it was that I was kind of running away while taking them out because they were falling randomly on me. So here's all the lilac that's re-sprouted. These look really nice. More of the Japanese red maple, another fucking barberry. This azalea I do not think is going to recover. We moved it. We thought, oh, wait, maybe this... No, that's a different plant that's in here that has a leaf on it. Never mind. I think that one's pretty dead. Rhododendron looks good. There's some raspberry over here. This azalea we did move, and this one worked well. We had to move the other one because it was getting entangled with something by the house, where it was getting into like the plumbing and stuff. That's more Rose of Sharon. This is another little azalea we moved. That one looks good. Yet another little azalea. We had a lot of little random azaleas. This is some multiflora rose I got to take out. That's not good for anything. This is a beaked willow. I actually rooted out a whole bunch of these for Earth Day, and I've had them in front of my shop for people to take, like, free trees. We'll see how many trees I end up with. I'm going to do, like, an arbo sculpture with a bunch of this. You can see how straight these grow, just, like, right out of the... Like, they do this, and they make these nice canes like this that come right out. It's actually grown specifically for that. And I don't know what I just scared over there, but it was large. It went in the water. Maybe a snake. Small chance it was the mink, because we have a mink that's around here, but I was over there earlier and I didn't scare him, so more likely a snake. This is actually technically the neighbors, but I'm walking over here. Here's a giant, so you can see the giant tree, part of the tree. That tree just fell out of the hillside at one point during one of the storms, and you can see we could not move it. That was what the tree surgeon could accomplish without collapsing the retaining wall. There's a pine tree that the top fell off, and you can see where the top fell off into the pond. We have no good way to get it out, but the snakes like sitting on it, and we have a couple of turtles that sit on it, and the mink hangs out on there, so you know what? They can keep the tree. This is all plow tailings, plowed to the edge. I don't know where that tulip came from, because I don't think we had any up front, so thanks for that, plow guy. I don't know where that came from. Just all this, like, early spring garbage that comes up. I just gotta clear out all the dirt. Here's some little daffodils. I have asparagus planted over here somewhere, but it's... Oh. Is this it? No, that's a carrot. But I do have asparagus planted over here. It's in, like, year 1 or, like, year 2 of establishing, so it's just fuzzy and small. It doesn't look like anything. It's really cute, though. That's a spirea. It's also a spirea. Oh, there's some skunk cabbage, because it's like it's really wet here. Yep, skunk cabbage right in the middle of technical lawn, and a bunch of myrtle. There's Jack in a pulpit over here somewhere. Also, it's the neighbor's birthday. So that's out. These are cute. These are horsetails. They're very primitive, ancient plants, so they don't actually grow kind of normal. Once they get a bit bigger, they'll be like about 2 feet tall, and they'll just cover this whole area, and they look kind of really cool once you're done. Look, another azalea. It's like we have a lot of them. Some moss. This is the overflow brook. This is not the main brook. Oh, this is also part of the horsetails. This is like the weird spore things they make to spread. They also spread by runners. Really weird. So here's the brook. I gotta do a little repair in there. That's technically the neighbor's yard, but we're on good terms with the neighbor, so I'm gonna fix it for him before it falls in and makes a mess and blocks it and floods our driveway. It's not, it's just they've got a bunch of kids and he's busy. These are all chives. That's another spirea. Thank you, Arbor Day Foundation. We've bought trees from you several times, and you've given us a lot of spireas. And that's also a spirea, which was supposed to be like 15 feet tall, and that's not 15 feet. That's way too tall. It's very nice when it blooms, though. It's very pretty. Here's a butterfly bush. We trimmed this back. They worked out really well. It looked really nice. Whole shit more horsetails. All this yellow stuff you're seeing on the ground is actually bamboo. It's not bamboo as you think of it, however. You can see the stand over there that's all the bamboo, which is actually American giant cane, which is native to the Americas. It used to be common in, the South and Mid-Atlantic. I'm kind of at the northern edge of it, but, our area has changed climate a little bit, so it's just now coming up to here, and the neighbor planted some, and this is an azalea that kind of got squished by snow. There's another one we moved. All the azaleas used to be along that walkway along the house. There was like a garden there instead. We put that in because my dad's not doing great on, he's got like COPD, so it's basically, we made it, instead of him having to climb that front set of stairs every time to go into the house, now he can walk around the house instead. Here's a giant willow. This exploded, and I'm not saying that lightly, in the middle of the night one day, around 2 a.m., like, it just literally fell over and just exploded everywhere. It just let go. The thing was about 200 feet tall. It took out our power lines. It's kind of terrifying. Took out the top of this tree, too. Look, here's more trees that fell down. And the the guy couldn't move them. You can see kind of from, like, the times I pointed out there's skunk cabbage. The reason he couldn't move it is because they were sinking the machine into the ground here. So that was kind of, all this yellow stuff is the giant cane, which is actually really pretty, and I really do like it, and I'm going to let it get established here, actually. There's a bunch of raspberry and stuff, but here's a giant tree that fell over. There's the butt end of the tree. That was another tree that fell over. That one fell over while I was in the room that's right next to it, so I just watched this tree kind of go past the house slowly and fall over surprisingly silently for being about 200 feet tall. And you can see how bad it was that we couldn't move these. This is all Siberian squirrel. There's lots of that. Whoops, I scared something in the brook. A frog! Oh, and these are cattails that are in the brook. We did not have these last 2 years ago. These got established last year, so I'm really excited by those. That kind of stuff. This is trout lily, which is a little, got these cute little spotty little leaves. Like this, and they're in early spring kind of thing. Endless swamp, where you can see all the skunk cabbage and the barberry from hell that I can't even get to because there's so much crap in the way that I really want to destroy. Can't do anything about it. All kinds of myrtle. This is the bridge I'm in the process of building. I kind of ran out of time at the end of the year to finish building it. It works. It's just not as wide as it should be. This is yellow archangel. There's a bunch of this around the house. This really shouldn't be under the house, but whatever. Some hyacinths, some early snowdrop and stuff. This is more Rose of Sharon. This is catmint. This is the best shit we bought. Actually bought that and worked out really well. These are just really, really old. You can see from how thick they are. I cut out a whole bunch of this last year. Because it was dying. You can see it's moldering a little bit on here. I might cut this whole bush out. That one didn't recover well. This one recovered really well. I cut out the bottom of this one. Here's an issue with, like, bunch of like invasive species that are doing in evergreen, so that's kind of what's going on there. A bunch of daffodils, a bunch of early spring weird little flowers of various sorts. Kind of cute. And here's a rose bush I need to kill. Those are blueberries. That's forsythia over there. Look, I do have an actual garden in this place. Bunch of tulips, daffodils. Actual garden. Surprise. Here's the actual garden, which is growing some stuff out the edge. Also, it's kind of supposed to have. Yeah, that was supposed to reseed into the garden. That didn't happen. I'll just move those. A bunch of other stuff over here. Here's like the part of the pond. This is kind of like the experimental little floaty thing that we left in here. I'm going to try and do a floating garden this year, so possibly I can have tomatoes with the woodchuck eating all of them. So I've got a plan for a little float to go out in the middle, which I can then pull in and